Here's everything I did in a day as a women's rights activist. She was also an ex-Mormon and an ex-trad wife. First, I turned my alarm off and tried to go back to sleep for 10 minutes, but Kev was snoring. So I just laid here in the dark, procrastinating, getting out of bed. Then Kev got up and took a shower and put on a cute school teacher outfit and some comfy school teacher shoes, and I fell back asleep because I had turned my alarm off and it was still kind of dark in my room, which meant that I had less time to get ready, but honestly, I just needed a little bit more sleep before this long day. Usually on Mondays, I film podcasts and post ads for my auto glass job, but today I have an entire film crew flying from Canada to talk to me about women's issues. And you guys, instead of fixing himself breakfast, Kevin was out here unloading the dishwasher and cleaning up the kitchen while I got a little bit of extra sleep. So that's one last thing I have to do before the production team arrives. Usually I love working from home because I can wear sweats on the bottom as long as I have a cute blouse and some makeup. And while I'm super tidy and my house is always clean, it doesn't have to be that clean. But I had to actually do my nails last night. Yes, I do my own nails because I can't go in salons without risking having seizures or other chemical reactions. I found an old box of white strips somewhere to make sure that my teeth look good. I actually ironed a blouse because I'm going to be on a big professional camera, and because my little apartment's going to be the studio, everything has to be just perfect. Not just the one little area that usually shows behind my camera on my tripod, but the whole entire thing. So I'm just doing one last go around to make sure that everything's clean and tidy and bright, and then, like I do every day, I go out on the front porch to see if the actual weather matches what the Weather Channel says it's going to be. And it was feeling a little cold, so I don't know. I can't do candles or artificial fragrances, so I put on my simmer pot with all my oranges and cinnamon, and then, like I do every single morning, I juice my grapefruit. This is the last one that I have left from my great-grandma's grapefruit tree. And of course, I'm obsessed with my Ceramics by James juicer that I bought from James Hall. Fresh citrus first thing in the morning on an empty stomach gives you some really great vitamin C, which of course is good for skin, hair, nails, immunity. I put a little sliver of the grapefruit into my simmer pot with the oranges and lemons. Grapefruit's also really energizing, so I always drink half of it first thing in the morning, and then I'll just kind of put a lid on it and put it in the fridge and save the rest for later on when I need a little bit of sugar and a little bit more pep. I would normally sit down and eat my jar of oats right now, but honestly, I'm so nervous about being on camera that I just don't even feel like eating. And I know that's funny because my face is on screen all the time. Sorry about my nail in the picture there. Filming yourself is just different than being filmed, and this is a big professional production. Next up, I pick out my favorite Costco Swedish eco-friendly dish rag for the day. I was just kind of wet it in the morning and then hanging over the side of the sink. And then even though Kevin already cleaned up, I want to make sure that these counters are just completely spick and span, because we're going to be filming a cooking scene today, which is kind of fun and refreshing since I'm a feminist and I'm always talking about women's rights. Most people just want me to talk about women's rights stuff. They don't want me in the kitchen at all. That's very trad wifey. Kevin always has a coffee drip in his Keurig. I don't know why. But this producer wants to showcase that you can be a feminist and cook. So I feel like everything's looking good. I want to make sure that the Berkey's full for all the people that are going to be here. Then it's time to wake the Kraken. Oh, Brody's already out of bed. I didn't even hear his alarm go off. So we're going to let some light into this little teenager bedroom and make sure that he's on his schedule. Get my bed made. Then it's time to get myself ready. Again, I'm super nervous because, being on my phone, this camera is so forgiving. The screen is so tiny most of the time. And if I don't like the lighting or something, I can go back in and add a filter or color things differently. But 6 months from now, this face is going to be broadcast around the world on people's big TVs in their living rooms. And I don't think that any hair, makeup, or wardrobe could make me feel completely confident at this point. And I'm questioning why I do what I do at all, because I'm so shy. But my guys will...
Here to film with Jenny.
Here they are. since I'm not going to a studio in Canada, they are bringing the entire studio to me. It's just amazing how much equipment there actually is. And at this point, I'm just wondering, like, oh my gosh, how long is it going to take to set everything up and get all the sound and lighting and cameras and everything just right? And let me tell you, it took a long, long time. I wasn't exactly watching the clock. Gave me a little time to finish off my grapefruit juice and do a little bit of work while I just kind of stayed out of their way. I tried on 10 different blouses before I decided on this one, just because I thought that it would be kind of interesting on camera. I don't know why that last sequence was just in slow motion. I finally had time to eat a little breakfast, make sure it's not in my teeth, and then I came to check on the progress. Oh my gosh, I usually film with just two little tripod lights, and the lighting game in here is absolutely intense. Then they asked for a hammer and some nails because they didn't love how my photos were on the wall. So now we're doing like a full blown home remodeling project, which is fun. And maybe I'm going to like it better than it actually is. But they said that they'll put everything back. Then we filmed for hours and hours and discussed all kinds of women's rights issues. Then I stole the slate because I've never had a real one of these before. I'm Jenny, and this is Life Take Two. You guys, how cool was that? Okay, I put it back, just hoping that nobody noticed that it was gone. I hope I didn't mess anything up. Then we shot the cooking scene. I did these little pazookies, and it was super fun. Then I took a little break for lunch, had a little half sandwich out on the porch, just kind of let the crew have the inside and tried not to trip on any of the equipment or anything. Of course, we had to eat some hot cookie pies.
Best cookie pies.
Thank you.
They were so good. At this point, we're done with all of the conversational recording, so just a little bit of cleanup, and then I have a 45-minute drive across town for a sunset hike scene that was really cool and oh my gosh, so beautiful.
That's a wrap.
And that is that. It was a very fast-paced, busy, hardworking Monday with some really thought-provoking conversations about what it means to be a woman. I made the long drive back home to find my sweetheart sitting here eating salad by himself. The house was absolutely spotless, and I conked out on the couch, and I think Kevin woke me up sometime after midnight. Whew. I'm Jenny Gage, and this is Life Take Two.